This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a restaurant? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Scott Hoffner with Didis downtown. Scott, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
Great. Well, we're excited to have you on. Can you go ahead and tell us a bit about your company?
Well, my restaurant's called Didis Downtown, and it started in 2018. We're in the Rail District at 7210 Main Street in Frisco, Texas. And the Rail District's a real special little area with a bunch of neat little shops and restaurants to walk around through. And I saw this spot, this old house, for many years. I drove by it, and I always really wanted it, and the opportunity came about, and 7 years later we're here. The goal of the restaurant and what we do is based on making you feel like you're at home, but being attended to with amazing hospitality and fantastic food, libations, and a lot of live music.
And what made you want to get involved in an industry like this other than buying an old house?
Well, I started as a dishwasher when I was 9 years old in Plano, Texas, at a place called Plano Steakhouse. So I've been in the restaurant business since 10 years old, and I have not stopped. So at 18, I went to chef school in Providence, Rhode Island. I went to Johnson & Wales, where I received 2 degrees, culinary science and hospitality marketing. And I just haven't stopped cooking. So that's kind of the deal.
Now, what is the most common myth or misconception in the restaurant industry?
Well, I think that most people feel like you just make a ton of money. I think everybody thinks restaurant owners are super wealthy people. I would say that's probably the biggest misconception. When margins are margins, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's a life of living and breathing the restaurant business.
Now, we know marketing is the heart of every business. Who are your target customers or audience? And in terms of marketing, on that note, how do you attract them?
Well, I would like to say this. I believe my staff is the heart and beat of my business. Without them, there's no reason to market anything. So I'll go with, my staff is the heartbeat. But as far as marketing goes, it's a nonstop activity, so to speak. It's actually it's a whole nother job within the restaurant itself. I can tell you, when I went to chef school, I never thought I would be making Instagram posts or taking pictures of food every single day and taking pictures of people and drinks and going live. And, all of those things would have never have crossed my mind if you had asked me when I was 18 years old at culinary school. But as far as the importance of it, it's enormous, and getting your name out there, making sure you're recognized and people know who you are, where you are, and keeping it interesting, I think is also has a lot to do with it.
Now, where do you market your business?
We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're also on TikTok. TikTok is a little bit different. It's more of my lifestyle page than the restaurant, but Instagram and Facebook, for sure, you can see us everywhere and every day.
Have you ever thought about having your own podcast for the business, Scott?
I have, and there's a couple of things actually in the works right now. There's a television show that I created and that I produce, and right now I'm talking with Netflix about hopefully getting that off the ground. But I've done several podcasts, not my own, but it's definitely been discussed.
And outside of work, what do you and your family like to do for fun?
Well, we like to go snow skiing. There's kind of a mix of what we like to do. Disney World is a big thing. I have 2 daughters, and they love Disney World. My wife's family are Disney World fanatics, I would call them. So I would bet if you asked all 3 of them what they snap a finger and it's going to be a Disney World type of situation. But the girls also love to fish. I love to fish. And so when we like to be out in the outdoors as well, but spending just quality time together is so important.
Wow, that's amazing. And it's so great that you have those activities that you like to do with your family. Now, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Didis Downtown.
Didis downtown, where it all goes down. It's a transporter. It'll take you anywhere you want to go if you open up your mind. And it's got something for everybody.
Amazing. And what type of food do you have in Didis Downtown?
Well, that's kind of tricky. As the owner and chef, I get bored very easily. So weekly, we do about 8 features. So there's the solid core menu, and then there's the feature page, which in its own right is a whole nother menu. And that happens every week. So you could get anything from, Southern Cajun cuisine, Creole food, to French cuisine, to Northern or Southern Italian, Latino cuisine. You get it. I fuse with Asian quite a bit. And then, of course, French food is one of my favorites. But I like to play around with food a lot. So you never really know. My core menu will keep you interested and has plenty of things on it for everybody. But that special page, could be a veal ravioli, or it could be smothered fries with pepperoni and basil ranch and roasted garlic marinara.
Amazing. And does your family help run the business with you?
No. I have one daughter that works a couple days a week at the restaurant. She likes to help out and run food and help on the expo. And in the beginning, my wife helped out quite a bit with pushing paper. As you've known me through this very quick relationship, my weakness is computers. They're not my favorite thing. So she definitely has helped out with that. But for the most part, the family lets me handle my business there.
And where can our listeners go to learn more about Didis Downtown?
Well, if you go to Facebook, I go live every day about 10:45. Every day I go live and we talk about what the features are going to be, what the music is going to be, what the soups of the day are, who's working. You never know what we'll do on the live video. You may be involved just front and center in the middle of a pre-meal where I'm going through all the dishes with the servers and we're talking about the wines and all the features. To me, maybe being on top of a crane. Right. It just depends on the day and the situation. But Instagram is also a great place to find us. Again, those live videos go up there. You get to see all of our features. And then I do a lot of video work where we do a bunch of editing. So there's kind of a bunch of, fun things for you to see on there.
Well, Scott, I really appreciate you being on this show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for inviting me on. It's been a pleasure and you've been great. And I hope to see you again.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com or call 469-221-9345.